Okay, so this is the second half of Lawrence Douglas data conversion, migration, mapping call, and gap analysis. Oh, go ahead, Connie. It's all yours.
Okay, so I'll pick up from last week. Just a reminder on the key codes. The yellow is everything from Lawrence Douglas, and the blue is everything from CDP. And we were on the well tab, which needed some addressing because there are questions on there. And I will also have Jeff come and ask him if he's got any additional questions since he's reviewed this as well. And also to Tina and Andrew, I know you have received copies of these. I don't know if you had time to look at them or not. So if you have any information too you want to share, go ahead with that when we go through them. So like I said, on the well, we did sewage, and then we moved over to well, and it's basically the same as the sewage. We are going to more than likely do the same thing, which I did not include on the well. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Okay, there we go. We're going to be doing the historic information, and then we talked about option 2, which was tables that we were going to research on that when the time comes for that. So we moved down. These were already answered. The section, township, range, acres, subdivision, first inspection date, we're not including that. Everything else is basically good to go. We've got well other. We don't use that right now. We could do custom fields. How do you use that, Tina and Andrew? Is that something that we could do in a comment section? Is that something that we can create a custom field for? I don't know if you use that now.
I think that was, again, a throwback to the previous database to try to capture if there's other data. So on that block would be perfectly fine for that. There's probably not many that even have that, or if there's a way to see how many records we have with that, we could and see what it says. It may not be anything worthwhile.
Okay. John, do you by any chance have the cloud up with that? If not, I could pull it up here on my system with the original Excel sheet.
It probably would be better if you opened it, Connie, just so because this way we don't, instead of, you would just have to just switch monitors or reduce them. You're showing them side by side instead of switching presentation rates back and forth.
Okay, geez, this is not shuffling through the papers here. Let me grab that. Did you guys have any other questions on this from what you saw, what we sent out in the meantime while I'm pulling this up?
I mean, we can just go through it line by line.
Okay. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, that's coming up. Just a little copy and pasting going on over here if you see my mouse flying across the screen.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Leslie.
Hey, Leslie, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You haven't missed much. We just basically got started about 2-3 minutes ago.
I'm still waiting on the Global Meet thing to come up.
Okay.
So I may shut it down and restart it. Been spinning for a little longer than normal. Maybe it's just my computer.
I had that problem last week, so.
That was the same problem you had, huh?
I had some issues there last week.
Third time is charm, right?
Usually. Let's hope so. I think Tina and Andrew, you guys got into it okay, right?
Okay. It's coming up. I remember whether you or somebody was saying last time, make sure you close out of all your windows, and I had one open in the background.
You know, there's
as soon as I closed it, it came up. So.
Wow. GoToMeeting's been acting kind of weird. The last, we have monthly change control board calls with all our North Carolina users, and I used to be able to set up the meetings, a series of meetings for an entire year at a time, and now all of a sudden, the meeting sessions are timing out, and I had to basically cancel them all. Now I just have to set them up one at a time as they're occurring. So I don't know what the deal there is.
Odd. All right, I'm in, but I'm just an observer almost for the Lawrence Douglas folks. At the moment, anyway. Just want to make sure I'm here in case y'all need me.
We'll call on you.
Yeah, give me a pause because I'll probably be on mute.
Okay.
It's like if I don't answer right away, I'm either sleeping or I'm on mute. No, I mean, I'm on mute.
At least you're honest.
I can't do that, man.
I had a Mountain Dew. With lunch, so I should be all right.
I was gonna say, good luck trying to fall asleep.
Preventative maintenance. Overload the caffeine. It's all good.
All right. I am unwell. Let's see, I'll try to move faster here. Wait for that cup of coffee to kick in. Mountain Dew coffee, same effect. Okay.
That's right. I just don't like coffee. I have to find my caffeine sources from other ways.
Okay. So here is the field, well, other, and we're just checking to see what's in there currently. Oops.
Honey,
okay.
Zoom in a little bit on both. Thank you.
There you go. Oops, too much.
Oh, I think you switched tabs, Connie. I think that's a new tab sign.
Oh, yeah.
The Zoom is below that.
Yep, there we go. Okay.
Actually, I think you shrunk it. Now you're down to 90.
Shrink it. There we go. Okay. Making up for last week here. All right. Okay. So how does that look now for you guys? A little bit too much? Is that good? Or?
Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so your well other is here. And we've got approve, non-approves.
Okay. Yeah, that could be just, honestly, that would probably cause more confusion. I would just rather not have that there. We don't really use that
Okay.
stuff anymore. That was from an old type recording, and I don't know what it would look like in CDP, but I think that would cause confusion if you look at the record. You may not know what it's talking about. So I wouldn't. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and then we have, okay, we've got these. Let's stretch this out a little bit. This one's clarification. We see this coming up here We already talked about user defined. That was from our other one as well. So we have that taken care of. Our user defined, it was in one of them we did. Right here. There were comments in the property record. So we will fill these in as well. But after that, we have the test dates. Now, are these just multiple test dates if they didn't pass? Or are these, how does this work with you guys? And what are all the additional tests?
In our current database, they could do,
Total coliform, visa coliform, and
That,
those are data from the first database. So, I don't know if that's really, 10 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I don't know if that's really.
did you want to include these, part of them, maybe one section, pass fail? Because more than likely, I don't believe it matches up with our system for that, but we could do custom fields maybe. John, your thoughts on that? Where they could have the test date, or is there something in there, Jeff, where we can put that test date in there, and then if it was like a pass or a fail or something like that?
So, okay, so what we have is the test date, but what else goes specific to that test date? Is it column AH through AM, and then test date 2, same, and then, okay, so 3, 4.
Yeah, in our old database, there was a section for well testing, and I guess there was several different options. I didn't realize I forgot it went all the way up to number 6. I don't think I even see that visibly in our new database, in our current one.
This is Jeff. What type of tests are these? Tests of the water, or is it tests of the well?
The well water. So TC is total coliform, and then fecal coliform, and nitrate.
Oh, okay. And then that would fit in with our water sample tables.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, if you have a water sample table, you can plug it in there.
Yes.
I think that might,
Okay.
some kind would be fine.
Connie, now what table are you writing that into?
Originally, I didn't have anything on this one because of the question where they were going to be going into, but I have application, I have construction, the construction log, and.
Well, do you have anything for water? Jeff, what is the table is it water samples or water sample test? I think we have 2 different tables, or is that?
Yeah, let me look real fast. We have 2 separate tables, and one of them's not used. Am I up in Illinois? Yeah, I do have one of them up. It's OSS water supply.
Okay.
That's the one you want. I might be wrong there.
Hey, Jeff, what isn't it? I thought it was the well water sample tables. There's two of them: well water sample, well water test.
Well water test. Well water samples not used. It's not that OSS supply. That's something else.
Looks like it's water sample.
Water sample, probably.
Well water sample.
Yeah. Water supply is the table. Connie, it's water supply.
Oh, you're right. I'm looking at the wrong schema.
Yeah, it is water supply. That other table was brought in a long time ago, not used.
All right, I'll fill this in after the meeting because it's going to have to all go into details for it, where it's going to go on there, and then it'll be sent out again. But all right, and then we know this part, we know these parts, so this all makes sense. This matches perfectly then to our system. We could use that. Okay, that's good. And we'll get those in there for you guys. And then timestamp. We've got timestamps. We do that. That's a given. So, any more questions on this one that we went through from your looking, or maybe came into your mind now as we were going through it?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Let me do a save. Okay, we'll move over to property data. And property data should be pretty straightforward. There's a couple on here. Let's change this one back to green too. And then I'm gonna change them a different color, green, but just so I know, because I'm working with a couple counties here. Okay. This one I think just has 2 on it. Yeah. Okay, so these all reference to this is just for us. What's your plate number actually? What do you guys use for your plate number? That was a GIS, global information?
Yeah,
okay.
We didn't have any capabilities in our current database, but we were looking at just recording that data to maybe use it elsewhere. But it's
okay.
The property track from our Douglas County zoning or property data. There's a plate number, there's the PIN number. We just had a space for both, but you guys have a validation type function where it might pull that number out. So,
well, what we could do again, we could do these in either comments, or we could look to building you a custom field, possibly on here. So that could check that for you to have that storage.
Yeah, because what capabilities do you have? I saw on the demo about a validation number button. You can validate an address, and I don't know if that ties into the.
Yeah.
We do have in our one of the counties in Illinois, actually several, that we can validate a PIN number against county system.
Yeah.
And if we could put something like that into the system for you also, but we have to have a place to go to it.
I would like that. So I don't really know if that's the system you use for a PIN number. I don't know if we really need the plate number, really.
Yeah. That just goes to the county. Peoria County actually has this, and they just take the PIN number they enter, and it goes out to their system, grabs whatever information's on the county system, and brings it back and populates our fields.
Yeah.
Okay, and you want it definitely here for the PIN. We're going to do this. And then I'm going to put here that operate like Peoria County with.
That would only work if you have that capability at your county level or having a database somewhere else.
Yes. We've, in this process of getting a new EH module, we reached out to them and they said they can work with an entity to help
Okay.
get access if they need to link the two together.
Okay.
So they can piggyback.
Yeah, I believe this one does a direct, but
Or however, yeah.
yeah, it does a web service read and write. We also have one that works with JSON. One of the other states, I think, in North Carolina.
Okay, great. So we'll do this, Peoria, we'll recap Peoria. It'll be just like we used for our Peoria County, and then we will hold on to this number as well, the plate number.
Okay.
And that could be linked up with your other system as well, but we will capture this data in a custom field, because I don't know if comments, Jeff, would comments do it, or are we gonna just do a custom field for them on this, or probably better with a custom field?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I wouldn't put that in the comments.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because it'll be harder to extract, I believe. Okay. So we've already got your section, your range. Actually, this is a range, but I wasn't sure what we're going to use on ours. We have two in ours. This is just a standard range description on your side.
Yes.
Okay, so we could probably just use the standard one. And then we've got township. This is for ours. It links back to our soil type, to your soil type. So we don't have this in our system on the property, but we do have, Jeff, do you have that name of the table by any chance? Are we going to, we don't have, I remember seeing something like this in there. The soil type or something very similar.
Yeah, we do have it. I just want to see where we have it.
Yeah,
look on the monitor.
Okay. And then the rest is just standard. This. We have our subdivision. This is notes for us. Block, parcel number, we got an alpha one. Owner name. It's current owner name, not previous owner name. Although no, that's correct. And then the original one, we're going to end up, I believe, actually making that new, if we decided on making that new table and the database. You guys were discussing where you're on sewage and well. Yeah, I think we all, I know CDP agreed it'd probably be easier to track with a table where it would just pop up and just display a list of previous owners and whatever that information they had in there, but it would be like not a non-actual functioning type of data where it would come up on anything, but yet we still could do reports on it though if need be. Is that correct?
Yes, we said that we would create an owner's table to track the history.
All right, good. And then comments. So we're just going to look up at this one. John, were you able to find anything on this yet?
No, I can't find soil type. We have soil application rate, but I'm still looking. I looked on the application and then the construction permit. Let me see.
Okay.
I would have swore we had a soil type. Let me go back. Let me look at that soil evaluation again.
Are you looking at our stuff or your stuff?
Our stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because, all right.
Yeah, I saw the
I'm looking
list of your.
I'm looking to see if we have a home for it on our system.
Yeah, I see all of your soils here.
Let me see the value. That list you got in front of you right now, Connie. Those are soil types. Okay, let me see.
I didn't know that there were so many soil types, guys.
Will there be a way to add new to the list?
Yeah, let me just.
Once we get going.
It's gonna depend on where we put it, but the answer to that is like 99% yes. That's treatment. We may have to add that, Connie.
As a CF or
soil type. At what point would you? The soil type would be on. Let's see. Would that be done as part of the survey for it, or is that part of the application process? Like when you guys go out and do a site evaluation.
Maybe on the site evaluation.
Okay.
Classify the soil that way.
No, Connie, I can't find that. We'll add that in as a field.
On our.
Yeah. So what table do you have this updating right now? Property and then what?
Yeah, I've got it on just property. Actually, we just had property
Just
because everything was
property.
able to fit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking for now. At least initially, we'll have to put it on the application. That could be updated after the site visit. So we may have to add in a layer here for the site evaluations, similar to what we have in the North Carolina version of this.
And kind of the table I would put the actual values in is the support table and table type. We don't need a separate table for all those, and the customers do have access to that.
And on OSS application, that's going to be.
Well, actually, if we're going to add the soil evaluation layer, we'll just create a soil evaluation record. Skip the scratch what I said about the application.
And this will be in the support table?
The value, well, not this. When we add the soil evaluation, one of the fields on there is going to be soil type, and it's going to be a drop down. Jeff was referring to that. So where they say it's linked to their table soil type, the values that are in that table soil type, that's what will go in the support table.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. Actually, you know what we could do that would be easier? We could just add soil type to the property. That's where you guys are tracking it. Let me see. Yeah, we could just expand on the site information section of the property. We'll add a field in there for soil type. but we'll still link it to, like Jeff said, the support table. So we'll add that to OSS property. That's much easier.
All right, I'm getting rid of this right here. There we go. All right, this will be nice then when this goes through. Be nice and be all there for you guys. All right. Okay, anything else? Andrew and Tina and Leslie, anything on this one? All right, let's save. Moving right along. Okay, here we go. Septic pumping. All right, we don't track this. So we could possibly add these comments on our property table, or we could create a new field for this too. Don't know. This is what we have here. Let me grab your data from the.
Yeah, because our septic haulers send us monthly log reports, and we just kind of input them into the database. And it's kind of a good record to have because I can look up a property and maybe we don't really have a record for it, but we can see that the tank's been pumped 5 times in the last year. We can kind of figure out there's a problem.
Okay.
So it's, I guess it'd have to be, a custom field or.
All right. Yeah. All the data is from. Yeah, we got good data. It looks like there's a couple here that are out, but. Okay. All right. So we could do a custom field on this support table again, John and Jeff, or how are we gonna?
For the entire table, for this entire septic pumping?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think the thing to do here would be create service request record for this.
Okay. Because that could do a one-to-many. So one of your properties could have many pumping. So this will have the information for your property, and then you could see what on our service request form page. Exactly, you could look up the historic and see, okay, date pumped and all these other type of fields that you have in here. So you could know, so you see 5 times on there, 6 times, whatever. And then of course, moving forward, as you guys start adding new data in with our system, then of course, the records will still be there and just add on to them a little bit more. So yeah. All right.
Okay.
So we'll put that there. Done deal. That one is good to go. Again, same one here. Our septic work, probably the same thing. Let's see. We just got an ID and a name, but let me pull your data. And I believe this is probably a this way. Like 2 weeks ago, I could fly through this and I knew exactly where everything was at. Okay, septic work. Here we go. These just look like comments.
Oh,
for the
no.
property ID and the name.
That's the type of work that would be done, right? Do these values show up like in a drop down or need to?
Yeah, it's a drop down, and they kind of drew that from the first database and threw it over, and it's just a mess. I don't know. There's too many options, I guess.
Okay,
Well, that's why I was looking at this kind of confused, and I was wondering more if this would be better off when we create that service request record to identify the work to be done. You just put that stuff into like notes or comments.
Perhaps, yeah. Because here there's too many of the same thing. It's crazy. So.
Yeah, if you look at row 33 and where did I just saw it?
I think there was a way at one time I remembered how if you consolidate those and kind of blend them together, but I haven't messed with it in a long time. But it's
row number 40. Those are basically the same, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Recommended a new riser, recommended riser.
So the programmer just said, well, let's just bring all those over and here you guys can choose. And it's just way too many.
Yeah, I would say it'd be easier for you guys to maintain those just in notes, because then you can just be specific to that request. So that will be in our that's in the a service request in that request complaint table, Connie.
Oh, service request.
So would there be a way later on to say how many different types of service requests have we done to track it that way?
We can. What we'll just need one of the fields that we have on here. Let me open it up and I'll show you. And then,
yeah, because if you have I'm sure you have a better way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So moving forward, I'd like to be able to track specific things.
Connie, I'm taking presentation rights temporarily.
Go ahead.
Okay, so here, oh boy, that's kind of, let me zoom that a little bit. Is that big enough for you guys to see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so if you go to add a service request, let's see here. So type, there's different types here. We have one that says both septic and wells, but then there's another one that says sewage, which is septic, on-site wastewater. I don't know, I'm not sure how this particular client that I'm using came up with these, but in addition to these, it then opens a second drop down, which this list here is a universal list within the system. This here is controlled by you. So this could be as much as you want it to be, to where you have all the different septic types of services, but maybe like a condensed version of that list that we were just looking at.
Yes, okay.
Eliminating the duplicates. But yeah, this here could be, you would note it there, and then you have a place to, when you do select other, it gives you, so you can select this and then type in notes for that, and then it gets into the actual, additional information. There's a lot of room for notes and descriptive type text on these service request records.
Okay. So with that data, the service calls, if you will, that we have 1,000 different options. What would happen to those? They just be like a comment box?
Are you talking about that list that we were looking at?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Andrew, did you say yes or?
Yes.
Oh, that. Well, I think first of all, if we look at it, I would suggest that we put that list in here after it's condensed, eliminating like the duplicates.
Okay.
And I would, have these not be quite as detailed as what Connie had up in front of her, maybe, to where these are a little bit more generic work. Because I don't know if you have some that maybe are not duplicates, but they're pretty closely related.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so if you have that, then we could even condense those, and you select one of these, but then here, let me go back to the previous page I was at. So when you do select the other, so now you get, like I said, if you combine the ones that are related into one common one, you could have a fairly concise list here. and then just specific to that situation, explain it here, if necessary.
Yeah.
So at this point, this is not even a required field. So the explanation part is just, if you choose to detail it out a bit more, but then this way you're not, that type there is not getting so convoluted.
Yeah. Because I think that list that you got there from our side was what work needs to be done. I think so. It was.
Yeah, the repair work.
It was like repair, what needs to be fixed, and that's what.
Yeah, it looked to me more like notes as opposed to something that would show in a drop down.
They were all in drop downs, but you could create your own drop down, so it just kept adding and making the list a lot longer.
Okay. Well, if we do that here, I think taking my suggested approach, and you guys, like I said, can determine what goes here. But then once you have this a more concise list, it's going to make your reporting on these type of things a bit easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So once we do enter this service request, how would it show up for each individual site? Would it just have numerous service requests if there were multiple things?
It could. That's pretty much up to you. So if we go back to so here you find your property, and here you'll see a request for service button. So this here would list out each one of those service request records that were tied to this site.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be multiple or it could be one. It's like I said, you just either add a new one or you edit one of the ones that are in the list already.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good.
And when would we? What process would we get that list drawn down? Before we transfer, or?
Oh yeah, I would say if somebody could take that list that here, Connie, I'm going to put you back as presenter so we could look at that list again.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't. There might be a way. I know there's a way in the septic installer name. There's a way I could combine names. Like if someone's last name was spelled wrong, I remember seeing that where I can make the new one and say tie all these records to this one. I don't know if I can do that here to consolidate. That way it still captures, but it would just be an updated list.
Wait, hold on. I think something's wrong here. Hold on.
I was going to say, what are you doing?
Right now. I think it's
not seeing all your screen.
I know. I think this is. I think the webcam was on. That was a piece of masking tape you were looking at. All right, that's good, right? Very good. Here we go. Screen monitor. Don't know how that happens. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, I mean, we could see it before.
Can you see me moving my mouse around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry about that. I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. Yeah, so hit the list. Here's your list. I'll blow it up for you guys just a little bit.
Let's see.
But when you guys were talking, I looked at it and maybe something like these T's, maybe you could do T repair, or you could do septic riser, septic tank,
what do you
T
mean?
Repair, and then the details, maybe put whatever they put on here in the on the sub list here when they were asking about it.
I mean, that's up to Tina and Andrew. I mean, we can condense that list, but I don't know if I would be making correct decisions on how to condense.
Oh, no. But I was just saying that's how they could maybe do it, something like that.
Yeah, what would be the process if I can't do it within the database? Do we just send you an Excel list of what you show there, and then to the side to say combine number 16, 17, and 18 into this.
You could do that, yeah.
guide?
Yeah, you could do that.
Or,
Could we just make a new list?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do that too.
Yep.
That's even probably better.
Okay.
okay. And then you guys could code that to a way to tie it to the records and make it work. Okay. All right. Yes, we'll work on that because I know that's a big mess right there.
Okay.
Do you want that uploaded to the EH data?
Yes, please.
All right, so that's what we will do. I put that on here. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna put down, we have,
That's going to go into the service request type other category. I'll tell you exactly. The table is request underscore complaint.
other service request other.
I'm still waiting for the properties of that table to open. Wait a minute. No, this is going to go in the values for that field for this table, this septic work. Those will go. It's going to update. We're going to put those in a support table. Jeff, do you know what populates that other? Is that a separate support? I think that's actually in the table called support table. So we'll update support underscore table with that. But the column on the request record is I'm looking for it. It's type underscore other underscore ID.
It is on the support table.
Okay, so I'm going to make another column here for you, Jeff, for support table. And
The
service type.
The up above, it's request under service request. Your first comment there at the end, it's request underscore complaint dot type underscore other underscore ID.
Okay. All right. Looking good, guys.
Yeah, that'll cover that table. Oh, we're done with that one.
Okay.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Can you, when we're done, can you guys send us that Excel that had that drop-down list of everything?
Oh, sure
I
thing.
don't have that.
Connie, just copy those values into a blank Excel spreadsheet, so it's not part of this massive one. And
then we'll make a better list and
okay.
Make it
all right. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll do it when we get off the call for you guys, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we switched that one, and then service call data. This is the last of them. Before we get to the ones that are we got under control here. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at these, but this is one of the last orange ones. So most of these, this is just for us. We've got sewage ID, we've got well ID, we've got table property. We're going to link. That's good. I have information for here. All right.
No, that's not correct, Connie. Request date. Those are going to go to not the application. Those are going to go to request for the request complaint table.
Okay.
There, you got
So
it
I
there.
need to
Yeah,
take
you
it
got
out
it there
here.
too. You just
Yeah.
have it in an extra spot.
2 spots. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, the rest of the request complaint stuff is correct.
All right. Now, we were doing water supply.
Yeah, and that's going to be what Jeff mentioned earlier.
Okay. And that's the other one with water_supply.
Yep.
All right. And then I got nitrate. I've got these 2 failures. We're going to do custom fields.
Correct.
And then service report and cited violations. Tina and Andrew, can you let us know a little bit more on this? I'll pull the data up for you.
Yeah, I don't remember those tabs, the violation one especially.
I'll make it really big right now. We've got a septic failure. And am I in the right one? Yeah. Service call data.
Is this one of those columns we were looking at, Connie, that only has 0 or 1 in it?
It is right. I think I'm in the wrong one. There was one. Hold on.
I thought you had it right.
I'm on service call data. Okay, well, I guess I was right there.
Now you gotta go find it again.
Yeah, right.
There it is.
Here we go. Yeah. All right. This
Okay,
one.
so column L, septic failure.
That's huge. And I can't sort it. There we go. 1s and 0s, yes.
Yeah. Was that a yes or no field?
I'm guessing so. That was probably the very first database, because our current one doesn't have that option. So.
Yeah, it's just 1s and 0s.
Okay. You say your current system doesn't have that?
Well, let me look and see.
The only reason I ask is if it doesn't, I'm wondering if it's worth even tracking that then now.
Right, that's
Not sure. Not sure how out of date that would be.
I don't recall that in there. Let me look that up.
That would go for the cited values too. Those are 1s and 0s, or 0s and -1s.
Because what we could do, Connie, is if we end up tracking that, we could create investigation records tied to the service calls, because this service call data that's probably linked back to let's see, was there sewage data well? So it's tied to the property, And a service date, the service type. It looked like that. I would think that these would be, we would create service request records based on that service type, along with the service date and request date, and then the actual work, the service call data, we could put those in the investigations tab as activities that were done on that service request.
Okay. So service request.
And that table is called, that's a good question what it's called. It is called request _ INSP. Yeah.
So we are going to put, this is, you know what, I'm going to have to freeze this first pane. If you guys happen to get this when it comes through, if I didn't unfreeze these for you, if I didn't unfreeze them, I try to freeze these panes just a little bit easier. Okay, so service request date, right?
Yeah, that will go on to the request complaint record.
Okay.
You got it.
I already have that one.
The service date would go on the request _ INSP.
And this is
I'll tell you in a second. See, so that would be the dot inspection _ date.
Oh, okay. I found that violation cited septic failure. I did find that. That is a yes, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in our current system. I just forget that I have it in there.
Okay. Connie, what we'll do for those two is we'll create a custom drop-down. Well, not a custom drop-down, a yes-no drop-down in custom fields for each of those two.
okay, and we're going to put them in
Request _ INSP.
okay. Create custom field drop down.
Yes-no drop-down, because there's yes-no drop-downs and then there's custom drop-downs where the user controls the values for that one and for the septic failure.
Hey, Connie, note on there, just for our knowledge, we're going to have to make sure that the request inspection page has custom fields available to it.
I believe it does. It does. I'm looking at it right now, Jeff.
Oh, okay. Because not all of them, not every page does.
Yeah,
we just have to add it.
Yep. Nope, we're good there.
Okay. I think we got that one too, guys. And we're going to save that.
Was that the last of the yellow tabs?
Yeah, because I already did this one and I just have to go back and add some stuff in here and just kind of clean these two up a little bit more. And that's basically done. Of course, if we have any questions, hope we could email you guys too, Tina and Andrew. That would be great as we move through this. And then these tables are pretty forward. These are the green. We could go over them super quick. Contractor, our contractor. These are just stuff that we need to additionally put in for ourselves, for our tables to work.
Okay.
Our owner, table owner, and this goes to our OSS property.
Hey Connie, before you send an updated copy to Andrew and Tina, can you, those things that we have to do like internally, in other words, ID values and stuff that we have to manufacture, put those down a little bit. I thought that's how I saw you had done it on the Wyandotte, where, and just put above it,
additional.
Well, no, things that we'll manufacture, because then this way Tina and Andrew don't have to spend their time looking at those.
Okay.
Those are things that we just need to keep the database linked.
Okay. Okay, so this one, you won't worry about, like, where you see, for now, on the instance, it's not there, where you see this, like, last here of yours, and if you see anything under there on this side or notes in the columns, that's going to be our stuff. I made the mistake and didn't add it like that. Okay, so this one we're good. This is internal for ourselves.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
Now, when Connie does that, Tina and Andrew, when she separates that stuff out for us internally, feel free to look at it, and if you have questions on it, you may. I'm just trying to save you a little bit of trouble.
Thank you.
Yeah, we already talked about this. I believe we did. The purchase date and the sell date, and we weren't going to do anything with those. Those were in the beginning.
Yeah, I think it'd be a mess to try to do anything with those.
Right. So we're just not going to bring these in.
Were those the ones that only had like the 1899 date?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, table owner when we went back.
If someone called in and we found out, we looked at the record and there's a new owner, we would update the owner, and it would usually assign a date to it when we changed it, which didn't correlate to actually when they bought it or sold it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a mess. So to track that now, I think we should just leave it out.
Okay. So actually, this we really wouldn't be doing anything with. Right, John?
Correct.
Okay, so this will not be converted. This table does not be converted on your system.
No, because we're basically going to create that information from that other one.
From the original owner, right?
Yeah.
Because one's a property of the owner and the other one's the owner. So we're actually looking for the owner because we're not swapping it.
We'll still have owner history, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's the one that we were talking before with the extra field. This is just another place that we were going to put it into that we were looking to match up each other, because we take everything separately and then we start plugging it into ours. But this was a crossover. So
yeah, this basically is a cross-reference table within your current database.
Okay.
It's matching the owner and the property, those two ID fields together.
Yeah. So it does not need to be converted. Septic pumpers. We got that. That was pretty straightforward. And this, we've got it here. We don't have brands in our system. We do have a manufacturing that we would link back to our construction table, our survey table, when they go out and do a survey. do we just want to, actually, this is kind of a question one or not, but we don't have the brand notes in our system. So is it okay with the manufacturer there just as is? We don't really track the brands. We have the surveyor go out and he'll type in on the survey construction. That's just a text box there.
So we could type in what kind it is. Yes.
Yeah, it's just a standard text box. You free-form text box.
It's a comment field.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, just put in the comments.
Not a drop down, but a comment field.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Yeah, there's a separate field specifically for the manufacturer, but it's not it's not drop downs. It's just a text box.
Oh, okay.
There's a text box for the manufacturer and then a text box also for the brand.
Yeah. We don't have a note, but we could put that in there.
Well, we have comment on the applications.
Okay.
I mean, what's the difference between the manufacturer and the brand?
Good question.
Yeah, right.
Well, on the system right now, we see the manufacturer is listed under septic tank along with the capacity of the tank. And then under this field called brand, it's under a section called aerobic treatment plant.
Oh, okay. I mean, we don't have many of those. We just record what brand it is because they have different openings per different brands, so we kind of have a good reference of if we tell someone where the lid of the tank is, we can say it's in the front of the tank or the back of the tank, or based on the brand. But
we could put this in the comments though, the brand notes.
yes, that would be.
How many manufacturers do you have? Do you think? Or brands?
It's one of those lists that people misspell things, so there's a lot extra in there, but really we have right now we probably have maybe 7 or 8 at the most. I doubt even that many. Usually 5 or 6 is what we currently have. I know if you look in the data, you'll see a lot of different stuff in there. So I don't know if.
Well, the reason I was asking, because with just that few entries, if once you condense it down to what we could put it on the application as a custom field and have it be a custom drop down where you guys control the values. So say you think it's 7 and you create your drop down with those 7 names in there or the 7 brands, and you find out later you missed 1 or 2, you can add them in yourself.
What would happen to all the? Would that just come in as a comments for if you bringing them in?
It depends. If you could do something with those brands similar to like what we talked about on the work done and come up with a list, we could populate that. Put that.
Yeah. If you could, the same way, if you could send us that list, we can draw it down just the same.
Yeah. Now, is that one of the tables that are on these tabs here now?
I think so. I think. I'm not
because what we'll do is if you condense that list down, we'll go ahead and set up that initial custom field for you, and then once you guys are using the system, you can maintain it from there. But once we create those entries as part of the conversion, we can match them up and then populate the existing records.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be
I don't see it.
There it is.
Yeah, well, that's the same. Yeah, it's the same.
Oh, that's yours. No, I'm talking about in the data file.
Hold on, let me switch. I was on the wrong screen. Sorry.
The data for that same table that you got there, though.
I was looking at the wrong one. Wrong way. Oh, there's the list. Oh, yeah.
So how many rows are in there right now?
About 170.
Convert column A and B to a table real quick and sort it by alpha by B on column B. Go to format. There you go. Just pick one of them.
Headers.
I don't know. Was there a header at the top of that table?
Good.
Yep, there sure was. Okay, now sort it by, no, sort it by by column B. All right, so go up to the top of that. So like you should be, I mean, that list there, that might make it a little bit easier for you to condense that.
Yeah.
Yes, that would work, because some of those, see, it says allied, and then there's 10 different kinds of allied, and we can just say, do we just put, like in column C, do we just say change to this?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like, like allied, there's 10 different kinds of allies, so we can just say allied is allied.
Mm-hmm.
And that, okay.
And then the ID number will, John, the ID number will,
Well, we don't need that ID number.
right. Okay.
We just need the condensed list of column B, and then that's going to be what gets put into that custom dropdown for brand.
Okay. And that's moving forward, right? For moving forward.
Well, when we convert it, when we convert it, we'll just say if it's that value, link it to the new value. It's not a big deal.
Well, yeah. In the data conversion, that's where column A is going to come in handy, because like go back up, go to like where those ones with B and J from Panoma. So if that was all one, Connie, in the conversion, we'd say if the ID is in the group of 4228, 281, 4116, 4325, set the ID to whatever it is on our system, and that just links to one common B and J.
Okay. All right. So this one, I will send you also this as well, and I'll sort it out for you guys by name. And then you'll just put it together and send it back to us. This one and the other one.
Great.
For that. All right. Let me shrink this one, and then we just got a couple more to go, so we could keep on moving here real quick. Where were we? We're on septic tank brands. We've got service types, which were good. This was just OSS application. This could go to our notes, comments, notes, comments. And then we have the storage system data. This is good for us here. Everything was filled in. Just referencing back to some of your tables, and it goes back to our tables too in the beginning. And then we have the system type, which will be the storage system type that it is. We do it as a data entry on there for the system type that they're using. Very similar to the drop down, correct, John? It's the drop down type of box that they will use when we set this up?
For system type, yes.
Okay.
Correct. The OSS system type, that's the support table that goes to, I forget. Jeff, where's the system type identified? Is that on the application? Let's see here. I'm looking at that now. Let's see. Contractor. Site information. No, it's not there.
All right. Look for that one.
We may have to add that.
Okay. All right. And then we already talked about soil type. And this was all like we did this. We already went over the soil type. So this was, again, just going back to before, because it's a table that's in there, and you create the list. And then subdivisions are good. Pretty straightforward. Water types too. Additional info will always go in to our comment boxes for here. Septic inspections. I don't know why this one wasn't on here. Maybe it's all, maybe I have them all. This one, I don't think this one should have been yellow either. Oh, I don't remember. Was it you guys that we talked to? We talked about this. The people in the households, but we do have ones that match this, though. We have something very similar. Jeff, do you know which one that's in? There's one where it says serves how many people. I know this one should be here, and the year of an install.
Yeah, I'm checking on the application now.
Okay.
So you're looking for...
I'm looking for a year of install, which would go back to historical. Maybe that's how they link that back up to theirs and their vacant months. People, I know we have a people in household. I know that. I'm not sure about the years in the house or the vacant months. But I think, as Andrew was saying, that these probably linked back, maybe more of like a real estate thing.
Where did you get
those
the...
Those are from a real estate inspection standpoint, so I don't know, like field size, it's just I think in our regular property we can determine the field size, so I don't really think that's needed on.
Okay, any of these are needed?
Well,
because
when we did a real estate, we kind of want to document if the home's been vacant. Or
okay.
The field size or the year of install, or years, and I don't know how those. I don't think those are terribly important, really, because we would already have that data.
Okay, so we're not going to bring these two over because we have them already.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get this. Okay, vacant months. This is for real estate, people in house, years in house.
Yeah, I think those are important, but the other first two there really aren't important.
Okay, so I'm sure we could do vacant months to probably. Do you report on this then?
Well, what do you mean by we would?
Well, for reporting issues.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, do you ever pull anything that was like so many houses in this area and how many vacant months was it, or?
Well, our current database doesn't have that capability. It'd be nice if maybe if we could do that with your system. We just don't have much reporting capabilities with it.
Okay. John, do we have a solution with that? Is that a custom field or?
Yeah, I would do custom fields with that.
On the property, right?
I don't know. Would that be more applicable to an application or just on the prop? Because I mean, I would think.
Yeah, we get that off the application, but
Yeah.
I don't know in the system.
Yeah, I would say custom fields on the application, Connie.
All right.
Do you have a column for application, Connie? Because I don't see it here.
Is it not on here? Let's see.
You have to have an application to have a construction survey or permit. And going back to the system type, we were talking about what were the values as soon as you're done with this page. We do have a system type, but I'm not sure if
Where'd you see it?
counties. I just pulled up the application, but I'm not sure if that's the same meaning of system type.
I mean, but I don't. What table are you looking at, Jeff?
I'm looking at the application page itself.
Well, yeah, that's what I got up to. Where do you see it?
Secondary treatment.
Oh boy, there it is. I got mine zoomed already to like 156%. I still can't see it. Right. Yeah, we have it there. Yeah, the only thing is though, Jeff, is that a universal? Let's see, where's that populated from? Let me take a look at the tables.
Jeff Whitfield, were you back on while I was typing that?
System type.
Yeah, but on the application page. Those are county specific, so theirs could have whatever they want in the. Yep, we're good there.
Was that on this table or is that on the previous?
No, it was on a different table.
What I thought.
Connie, you can find it after the call. Just do a search through your sheets for system type. Oh, there it is, ID system type. You found it. So that would, on the application, oh, you got it already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In your notes, it's going to link to table OSS _ system _ type.
Okay, and let's see. Okay, so we got this one. We're going to bring them over. There's a table down over there. Well data. Okay, well data, pretty much done. And we have a reference over here too for like your well types. And notes. That one's good to go. Here's one with the red. Let's see. Well, inspections. This goes over to. We figured out this one. What about the well retesting and the rees here?
Well, what's in the
Talked about it already.
Well, that would be water supply tests. From coliform, E. coli, nitrates, and then the retest, the retested. That it says data type is double. What's actually in that retested? If you look at the data. Column I. Oh, that looks like it's a yes or. That's going to be a yes or no.
Yes or no. Yeah, they all are
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
So we could put that in.
What I think that would go in as what if we change the? Well, actually, let me look at that table first. I don't know if we have a type on there or not. Water supply. Where are you at? Water sample testing. Sample date, sample number. Do you guys use that just so you know that this in fact was a retest?
Yeah,
Not the original?
Right. There was like in a drop down, it would talk about water testing, and then at a service call, and then you would go in there and go back into that service call, and you could update if it was retested. That RE, I think, is retested.
Okay.
Was it positive for a coliform? Yes or no? Was it nitrate again? Yes or no?
Yeah, we'll have to add that as a custom field, Connie. A yes, no for that. A yes, no drop down on the retested.
On the water supply, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have final approval. I think
That would go on to the OSS approval.
okay, which we do not have this. I did not have this on here.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Nope. That's on the septic. Let me
Would well inspection approval.
let's see.
Approved.
I gotta go back to. I gotta look at the water well. Hold on.
Is it one a signature maybe?
The real estate is probably what that was. Real estate retest, maybe.
We have an approved by name and date at the bottom of a well application. So that can go on the well app. It would be in the well _ application table.
Okay. All right. Well work. This is like before when we were talking about the sewer line. What we did with that. Where is it? Septic work.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the data is on that.
The same thing here. We're going to do the same thing, and we got approval, C notes, retest.
Okay. Yeah, that was the results. So it's not a very good drop-down menu, is what it is. Is there do you guys have like a result table on any of your well tests?
Result tables. Jeff, do we have anything? Would be a pass or approval, permanent approval.
permit approval or disapproval. There should be something on the well permit for that, I believe.
Okay, let me just type that in here.
Yeah, I think that one. I think that one correlated to our real estate inspection on the well. Is there any work needed on the well, or was it approved, or see notes, or shock it? So that ties to real estate results.
Okay, if that's the case, Connie, then that will be a service request record. But take a look at that data. Is that a similar situation to what we saw on the septic side?
Yeah.
About where it's a drop down, but
Mm-hmm.
oh no, it's a very short list.
Yeah, it's a short list.
Okay. See there again, I think those could probably fall under that other category on the request for service records.
Yes, more than likely, yeah, probably.
Okay,
And there is also on the well construction permit an approval status, but like you said, that this probably could be on the request, RFS.
Well service request, right?
Well, no, it's just the request complaint table still.
Oh,
the
okay.
well service for the well is a type of service.
Okay. Yeah,
All right. So we're going to do the approval on here. And Jeff, what was this name again? The field name?
It's on the support table. It's the other field, request other.
Yeah. Connie, basically this one here will be exactly like that list that you're going to send to Tina and Andrew that they're going to condense.
Okay.
The first list, not the second one. The second one was the brands.
And then, okay, let's get through these last two. So John's got time just to go over the mapping real quick.
And we're not gonna get to the mapping today because we're already past our time.
I know.
Plus, I think I'm gonna need to take another look at that gap analysis document because some of it, now that we're finished with this, or once we do finish with this, I may have to tweak that a little bit. So I'll probably be sending you out a new gap analysis report spreadsheet.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So I will get this cleaned up and John will send that out. And John, you're going to do a new meeting as well?
Well, yeah, I'll set up a meeting for us to go over specifically the gap analysis part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll wait. What I'm going to need to do, Connie, is review this with you. I'll take a look at this. It's just to identify things that need to go into the gap. I mean, things like setting up custom fields, I'm not going to put those on the gap analysis because that's just normal setup. It's specifically where we're missing things, where we may have to do some development. So it may not change too much, and the change, but I just want to make sure that it's up to date based on what we found here. So I'll get this list from Connie. I'll go over it first, double check with her, and once we're good with that document, I'll send that off to you and Tina, and then in the meantime, while you guys are reviewing that, I'll update the gap analysis, and as soon as I send the gap analysis to you, which I'll try to get to you by Friday at the latest, then we'll set up another time where, in the gap analysis call, I don't think will take but maybe a half hour.
Okay. I guess the only question I had right now is just on that last thing about the wells.
This one or this one?
What?
Which one was it?
That one.
Yeah, because it had the drop down of 4 choices. So that was, again, probably not a very good choices there, but that's the results of our real estate well inspection. You know, is it approved? Is it not? I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys really need to send us, and that's a pretty short list.
I'm sure we can tweak it or make it different, you know, but that's what that went to, was just the real estate results for the well.
Well, I'll tell you, once you guys get a chance to talk it over, just let us know if you want to change that at all. And actually, since that's going to be
I mean, it may be not very, it might not be needed, really, if there's a comment section, if we can put, did the well pass, you know, yes or no, and then if no, we can leave comments, you know, in addition.
Yeah, and we can certainly, at the minimum, we could create a custom field for the pass yes or no on the request record. Or on the, actually, I guess that would be on the inspection of it. So, yeah, we could handle that.
Is it, the way it's in our database now, it just wasn't very well thought out. It just doesn't make much sense. But
Okay.
to support, I don't think we really want to use that, really.
Okay, so we're going to put this in the request complaint in the notes, correct?
Correct.
Or comments, whatever. Okay, so this one's easy. Okay, and the request other we don't need then, right? Since we're not going to be using that. Correct, right, Jeff?
Let me think about that one. I'm not sure if we're going to need that or not.
Okay, if that's how we do those. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be sending you, I'm not going to send you this one. I am going to send you the tanks.
Brands.
I'm sorry, brands.
And service called, I think it's service called data.
Yeah.
Service called data. All right, I will clean those up. John, you know what, I should have their emails from the meeting. I can,
well,
you want to send them?
if you need them, let me know.
Okay. And I'll send them out. If I don't send them out, you know, by whatever in the next half an hour, you'll probably get them in your mailbox in the morning. So I should have those for you tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'll send them later tonight. So, but yeah, that's it. So I will clean it up too a little bit better, like on these last pages, like this. So anything below this red line, don't worry about it. This is from us, and we'll be putting our notes in over here too. So like I said, where this stops, you know, your last column, your last data here. So, and then these are just, this was stuff that I just had to bring in. This is just, like I said, our stuff that we use. You guys, I mean, you can look at it, but it's basically everything that's already in here. So we just go over and bring it in. But yeah, so, okay. I think I'm done with my parts for now.
Okay. All right, Connie, send that mapping document to me. I'll look at it, and then I'll let you know when I'm done. It'll probably be tomorrow sometime.
Okay. Sounds good, guys.
Okay, guys, we will get the stuff sent off to you as quick as possible. And as soon as I know when we're going to be ready to talk about gap analysis then and send you a document, we'll set up another call for that.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, John.
Oh, no problem. Now, we do have our call next Wednesday, I think it is, with both you guys and Wyandotte, just as a status call of the project. But we'll, so we'll set this up as a separate call from that, though.
Okay.
So. Okay then. Well, thanks for calling in, guys, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks.
Thank
All right,
you.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye guys.